Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. Breaking news has recently sent shockwaves through the NFL community. Rumors are swirling that Josh Allen, the star quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, might be leaving the team and signing with the Miami Dolphins. This potential move would not only be a massive shift for Allen himself, but it could completely reshape the landscape of the AFC East. If true, it would send waves of excitement and shock across the NFL, particularly among fans in the AFC East division. This division has always been competitive, but the addition of Allen to the Dolphins would undoubtedly elevate their stature and create a whole new level of intensity within the division. Over the past few seasons, Josh Allen has proven himself as one of the top quarterbacks in the league. His ability to make electrifying plays, both in the air and on the ground, has made him a nightmare for opposing defenses. With a cannon arm and rare mobility for a quarterback of his size, Allen has consistently been the focal point of the Bills' offense, driving them to the playoffs year after year. His performances have garnered respect across the NFL, making him one of the most valuable assets in the league. But the potential move to Miami would shake things up in a way no one saw coming. The Dolphins, who have been quietly building a competitive roster, would be adding one of the league's premier quarterbacks to their mix. With weapons like Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and a strong offensive line, Allen would have everything he needs to thrive. Miami's offense has already been potent under Tua Tagovailoa, but Allen's addition will bring a new dimension to the team. His physicality, combined with his explosive playmaking ability, would instantly make the Dolphins a serious contender for the top spot in the AFC East. For the Buffalo Bills, the loss of Josh Allen would be nothing short of catastrophic. After years of building their team around Allen's unique talents, losing him to a division rival would sting not only on the field, but also in terms of morale. The Bills have become a powerhouse under Allen, and while they do have solid pieces in place, no one can easily replace a player of his caliber. It would leave the franchise scrambling to find a new quarterback capable of maintaining their competitive edge in the AFC. Given the talent gap in the division, the Bills would likely find themselves in a difficult spot without Allen leading the charge. The AFC East, long dominated by the New England Patriots under Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, has seen a resurgence of competitive teams in recent years. The Dolphins, with their young and talented roster, have made significant strides. The New York Jets, with their stellar defense and an up-and-coming offense, are also a growing force. The departure of Allen from Buffalo could open the door for these teams to capitalize and potentially wrest control of the division away from the Bills. The dynamic of the division would shift entirely, with the Dolphins in a prime position to challenge for the throne. The potential impact on the Dolphins is immense. Not only would Allen bring his skills to Miami, but the emotional and psychological boost of adding such a high-profile player to the roster cannot be understated. It would elevate the confidence of the entire team, pushing them to a higher level of play. Miami's young and talented defense, led by players like Xavier Howard, would be further motivated to support their new quarterback. The prospect of a new era in Miami, with Josh Allen at the helm, would certainly energize the fan base and spark new optimism for the future. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments what's your take on the Fins this week. However, it's important to remember that this is still just a rumor and nothing has been confirmed yet. The offseason has always been a time for speculation, and while this potential move makes sense on some levels, there are still many factors at play. The Buffalo Bills would likely fight hard to retain their franchise quarterback, and other teams around the league could also come into play, especially given Allen's pedigree. But for now, the talk of him leaving Buffalo for Miami is enough to stir up excitement and uncertainty across the NFL landscape. If the trade does happen, it would mark a new chapter in the AFC East rivalry. The Bills-Dolphins matchups, already intense, would take on an entirely new level of significance. These games would become must-watch television, with fans across the country tuning in to see if Allen can lead his new team to dominance. The AFC East has not seen this kind of drama in a long time, And it's clear that this move would not only shift the balance of power, but also bring an electric level of anticipation to the division. In terms of what this means for Josh Allen's legacy, it would certainly add an interesting twist. Moving to Miami could cement his status as a top-tier quarterback in the NFL, but it could also bring about challenges. Leading a new team and navigating a competitive division could add pressure to an already high-profile career. However, given Allen's competitive nature and ability to perform under pressure, this could be the perfect opportunity for him to prove even further that he is one of the elite quarterbacks in the league. As fans, we are always eager for change, for excitement, and for new stories to unfold. If this rumor turns out to be true, it would provide just that. The AFC East would become one of the most exciting divisions to watch in the NFL. And Josh Allen's move to the Dolphins would create a ripple effect that could impact the league for years to come. For now, we can only wait and see what happens. But one thing is certain, the stakes have just been raised. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up!